I have called the Thrasher the best SMG probably 100 times on this channel because I believe it. It's not technically the highest damage per second, but weapons like the Monsoon have that title where they have to spin up to get to that point. The Thrasher is immediately available for damage. It reloads pretty well. It has a low mag size, but it has great damage per bullet, so you're not going to be shooting and reloading that often anyway. It's accessible in regular missions to day one players very often. It is accessible. It's strong. I just love everything about this weapon. So we're going to be checking out two loadouts today. First and foremost, we're going to be doing a double crit damage feature today. This weapon should be perked with crit rating crit damage for normal builds, but I'm just having fun to make a video, so we're going to be doing double crit damage. Element, because we're in a nature zone, is going to be fire. Affliction, damage to afflicted, is great. That is, personally speaking, the ideal perks for this weapon normally. There are some variations to this, but that's pretty much it. Check out the best perks in the description down below if you guys want to learn more. I'm going to be running Beetlejess in the lead because she's going to give us a massive crit damage bonus. Totally rocking out to crit more often. Sell wafers to activate those that totally rocking out whenever we want. Then we got Battlebeat because she also activates totally rocking out. And Rex Jonesy because he has a weird quirk with Battlebeat where once per second, so it's on a 1 second cooldown, when you shoot an enemy, it'll add 3% of your current health as an extra damage stack on top of your current damage. If that extra damage stack is applied on the bullet that kills the target, it will actually count for 2 kills on Battlebeat's requirement. So instead of requiring 10 enemies in 9 seconds, theoretically, it could be 5 enemies in 9 seconds, but it's not going to work like that exactly, but it might cut it down to 6, 7, or 8 kills instead of 10, which is kind of nice to have, and he adds pretty good damage anyway. Then, of course, we got to have Ramirez in here. So she is a soldier, but it's an SMG bonus all the same, and she'll give us more health and shield than an Outlander would, so it's just sort of better to have in support. And then the reason we're running Beetlejess is because of Chaos Agent. We're going to be reloading with our phase shift, which is super nice, and yeah, that's a really, really good way to play. So the second build we're going to be showing off is pretty much what you're looking at here, but Battlebeat in the lead. AS407 has been bugging me about that build for a long time, but she can make certain that Toy Rockin' Out is almost 100% active, and that apparently makes up for the damage loss of not having a crit damage bonus in the lead. We'll see, but in part 1 here, we're gonna have Beetlejess in the lead, so let's hop in game and check it out. All right, checking out the Thrasher with Beetlejess in the lead. So let me tell you a little story. I recorded an entire mission. Oh, this is so much better. An entire mission being kind of confused, like a little disappointed with the damage output. I thought it would have been higher and I wasn't really sure what was going on. Like, soldiers have class perks that make them stronger. I'll show them on screen. If you sustain fire versus a certain target, they will take a lot of extra damage and it makes you do more as a soldier. And I thought maybe that was part of it because I was running an Outlander, but no, I had already crafted the Thrasher because it's one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. And I was using a crit rating, crit damage copy. So, as you guys can see, this thing is absolutely shredding, and I'm kind of glad I'm re-recording this first part of the video because, well, it's shredding, and we have so many smashers to shoot at, so I can just demonstrate its great damage over and over and over. I do see that we got shotgun users in the game, and it's still an SMG, so it's not going to be soloing every smasher we see. If you want to use a shotgun like the Ground Pounder, link to this video in the description down below. That thing absolutely shreds with a 3 million DPS. That's not clickbait. It's like a little rounding up. It's more like 2.8, but if you Warcry or something, it can be 3 million DPS very easily, and you can see that damage. Damage is so good, but I'm getting sapped because I can't phase shift all the time, and this mission is kind of chaos, and I'm recording this. You won't need to... Okay, so it won't matter to you as a YouTube viewer in the future, but on the day of recording this, as I'm speaking, we're like less than half an hour from shop reset, and Mattio in the game has been in my lobby to get his 160s done. I finished my 160s a while ago, and I've been a little slow in and out of recordings, so we are racing the clock to get our missions done as fast as possible. So they started the defense quickly. That's why I ran over here and started with all the chaos. So it's kind of exciting right now, and because of all that insanity, I haven't properly placed a bunch of traps. Now, traps are very important because, as you can see, just get that over the spawns, they will trigger and activate and kill the enemies, obviously. That's what traps do, but that will activate Battlebeat more often, which means I won't have to stop and eat wafers all the time. With my short amount of time to get prepped for this mission, I was lucky enough to get 17 wafers, but that's not enough to be spamming for every time I want to totally rockin' out boost. So getting Battlebeat down so I can activate the team perk and crit more often, as you are seeing, is working very well. I need to put the traps down. So let's do that. Since we're kind of in a phase where we got a bunch of flingers throwing, let's do this. Just get these over here. This is by no means a recommended way to trap. I have a trap guide series. That is the place you should go for any tips and advice. Right now, I am just a YouTuber who can afford it, trying to make a fun video. I don't recommend placing electric fields like this. That is highly inefficient. You could do a lot smarter. You could do a lot smarter trap tunnels that will get the job done. I'm just trying to activate my team perk quickly so I could show you guys the strength of this weapon. So even ignoring that carved twine, it's not easy. It's not easy, but you can see how much damage it outputs. Look at that. It's like a stare down. He's zapping me, I'm shooting him, and the Thrasher wins. So yeah, the mag size is kind of small. We do have a mag size team perk on there, which, or I'm sorry, team perk, a mag size perk on there, which is increasing me to 43 bullets instead of 25. 25 is quite low for the Thrasher, but I've called it the best SMG in the game for a long time because it kind of is. It's super accessible, which is a huge deal to me. I know a weapon shouldn't be ranked on accessibility, but the fact that it's available nearly every week in regular missions is awesome, but the damage output is evident. I mean, you can see with a proper crit rating, crit damage build, it is shredding. Well, no. Crit rating, crit damage is what disappointed me. This is a double crit damage build. Maybe I should relax a bit and think clearly, because that's what we're showing here. Double crit damage, obviously, fire versus nature, and it is just so good. So good. Like, when it's actually activating the team perk and we're not lagging, it is annihilating these enemies, and I am loving to see it, because last game we didn't get nearly as many smashers. We did get a mini boss, but it wasn't as exciting. I don't know if I'll use any of the footage from the scrapped game, but ooh, we have another smasher. So team perk is active and we're doing a pretty good amount. It's a little frustrating if I have to stop before it's dead. I like to kill it in 1 meg if possible. That's the ideal way to show it off, because if you have to stop in between a fight and stop to reload, that really affects your DPS. I love to be phase shifting to the next target or stopping to reload onto the next target. I know I'm not reloading outside of phase shift right now, but in normal weapon play, these are habits that you want to form. You want to get used to, you know, playing the game in a smart way so you can take most advantage of your weapons. But I am pleasantly surprised because I have the experience of having used this weapon at a weaker state. I spent that whole recording wondering, like, damn, I've been talking about the Thrasher for months, years, about how good it is, and then here I go to record a feature for the weapon, and it's... it was like kind of disappointing. Oh my god, it's a nature smasher. Are my teammates gonna let me have it? They know I'm recording a video. Thank you for the slow field. Yes, there we go. This is where Toy Rockin' Out active from Battlebeat is gonna be huge. I want to see how well I can solo this. And is that an ear? No, that's a banner. Okay, so running out of phase shift charges, that's fine. That's actually pretty good. Like, that's doing some decent damage for an SMG. You gotta realize Toy Rockin' Out was not active right there. I'm referring to the last couple of megs, but that is some really decent damage output. Now, it is, in my opinion, overall, the best SMG, but SMGs have not really scaled with power creep as well as some other weapons. I plugged that Ground Pounder video earlier, and I mean it. The Nocturno is insane with the 6 perk bonus. I know that's not a readily accessible weapon, but the Blackout AR is, and the Dirge Song, both of those weapons are very, very good with their 6 perks, and my point in sharing these stronger weapons is that I've been spoiled. I discovered the Thrasher a long time ago. I believe I was the first YouTuber to make any note of it because Epic did a huge update where they rebalanced almost every weapon in the entire game, and the Thrasher just got like a sneaky little 11% damage bonus, which casually made it the strongest SMG in the game at the time, which was interesting because not a single other YouTuber was mentioning anything, and I had very few subscribers relatively at the time. Currently recording at about 150,000, and I think that video was made closer to 9,000. So it was kind of like a personal thing, like, hey, I just found out the new best SMG is the Thrasher. So I've been using this experience for years now, placing the weapon at a very esteemed spot in my mind. But years have passed, stronger builds have been found, the game has changed, the Discharger exists, the Ground Pounder got buffed in that same update, and I don't think it's, you know, as strong, relatively speaking, as it used to be, but you can see it's obviously shredding. So I think we got plenty of footage here. I think we've all enjoyed exactly how strong this weapon can be. AS407 right here has been plugging a Battlebeat loadout forever. He insists that she is really good in the lead. You're missing out on a lot of crit damage in the lead, but she activates the team perk so consistently that allegedly she's very good. So let's get out of this game and check out a Battlebeat build, see if there's anything to that. All right, the Battlebeat loadout is super simple. Battlebeat went from support to the commander slot. Then we added fumble in support just because we have to activate Toy Rockin' Out somehow. Then we took out Beetlejess entirely and then put Sledgehammer in support instead just because soldiers have bigger stats. And that should be it. Same everything as before. Let's hop in game and check it out. One quick correction, we're not going to be doing everything the same. We're going to be using reload instead of mag size just to get back in the fight quicker. I think that'll be better overall, even though mathematically they're the same, but whatever. This should just make things a little bit more interesting to use reload instead. All right, jumping straight into chaos again. Oh, yeah, and I need to make sure I actually use the Thrasher this time. Oh, man, I need to go craft another copy. Can I find it before I get killed? Okay, yeah, we got it. Reload, craft, there we go. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm barely alive. Next thing we got to do is put down traps. We're just going straight to the madness again. And I can't even rotate my builds because my ping is 600. There we go. Oh, that bug makes me want to not play Fortnite. My ping randomly spiking like that. If that happened in Battle Royale, I would stop. I would, like, boycott Battle Royale until it was fixed. But here we go. So, supposedly going to be... Okay, so I tried to phase shift and then pulled out a minigun. That is, believe it or not what I was trying to do. So, obviously, less burst damage. That is evident. This is why I was never a huge fan of Battlebeat. You will do less... total damage, like your highest possible damage gets lowered. The ceiling is lower, but you will be critting more often, and it's a build more geared towards the crowds of enemies, the basic targets, as I understand it. And you can see why I don't like using reload. I like to just have all the ammo up front and then reload a little slower, because having 75% more ammo is identical damage output over time to reloading 75% quicker, believe it or not. So getting back into the fight can be nice for weapons that round it out a bit more, but I feel like with a mag size, you're shooting for longer, reloading a bit longer. With reload, you're shooting for a lot less and then reloading a lot quicker, obviously. So it just feels better personally to have a little bit of a slower mag size. Like I said earlier, I like to put down an entire magazine to kill one smasher and then reload while I'm locating my next target. I use that downtime efficiently, I think. With the reload perk, you can see that there just isn't enough damage with Battlebeat in the lead to kill an entire smasher in one full magazine consistently. It might be possible, but you need to hit every bullet in the head or something, because it's not happening for me. And I like to use the couple of second reload time to find the next target. I don't like stopping to reload in the middle of dealing with a target, and you can see with 25 bullets, it goes so fast. All the affliction damage just eating away out there. Affliction is so good. Yeah, all that extra damage is kind of all that extra reload time, all the bullets. So yeah, we're getting a lot less smashers on this second wave, but that's all right, because like I said, crowd clearing is what this is kind of good for. Healing Death Burst is not ideal for this, but Affliction is great. I'm always singing its praises. You can see just how much extra damage is done. Even with the Healing Death Burst, we're just chipping away at it bit by bit, and then the Steel Electric Fields up top are just taking away the babies. So it's really, really good. You know, it's always good to be taking away the babies, getting rid of them as many as possible. And yeah, you know, someone's going to take that out of context, and, you know, that's perfect. So I wonder what the DPS is. Like, I wonder how the damage per second scales with this, because that is less. I mean, that is clearly less. And that's why I never liked Battlebeat. Obviously, she's active a lot more now than in previous testing. You see right there, that is a time period where I don't have her active. You need to have Toy Rockin' Out active, and then you need to have enemies dying to keep it active. But it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes your target is hiding behind a shielder and there's just nothing that you can quickly kill. So you kind of have to move on, shooting other targets. Teammates are trying to let me make my video, but the smashers are getting too close anyway. I don't know, AS. I feel like I'm leaning more towards battle. I keep saying the wrong words today. It's been a long day, you guys. I keep leaning towards crit damage. I think having a bigger commander is better. I don't know if I prefer the Outlander approach earlier, by the way. I think phase shifting with Chaos Agent is super fun, makes for a great video, but I think, personally speaking, I don't mind a little bit of a slower reload. A couple of seconds is all we're really talking about. And instead of having an Outlander in the lead where we're phase shifting, you just reload slowly normally, and then you actually have some freed up perks there, because instead of Chaos Agent, you can use Assault Ammo Recovery, which I mentioned I might use, but I realized that crit damage had to go in support. So Assault Ammo Recovery, I think he was mentioned in the scrap clip. Well, I said I might use him earlier in a scrapped clip, but he would be really nice in a normal build because he adds 31.7% of your overall mag size, because he saves you ammo 24% of the time, but then you can use that saved ammo and he applies on that saved ammo, so it kind of stacks on itself in a deteriorating amount, so that he effectively gives you 31% more ammo. And that's big. If you can have a mag size for 43, effectively 31% extra, you can end up with nearly a 60 magazine size on your Thrasher. And I'll reload for a couple of seconds for 60 bullets. It's a lot better than 25, I say. And in that configuration, I'm perfectly happy running Sledgehammer in the lead and doing just a lot more damage altogether. So yeah, it's all preference. I can see why he likes Battlebeat. We have different standards for what a build should have. Obviously, this is viable. I mean, clearly this works, and Healing Death Burst is doing a lot here. I promise, if these enemies were not healing each other, this build would look so much stronger than it is. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have a mini boss here. Am I gonna be able to do anything to this? Oh, another nature one. How perfect is that? Oh, and my ping is incredibly high again, of course. So let's see how this is feeling. Battlebeat needs to be active. I can kill the enemies nearby, maybe. Looks like I'm gonna have to eat a wafer in general. Let me just back off, eat that wafer, and I mean, it's pretty good. It's not bad, but obviously we were doing a lot more when we were getting that crit damage bonus. You can see stopping to reload is happening a lot more. So yeah, it's all about preference, and I think we pretty much saw what we needed to see here. This gameplay is crazy and chaotic, so if you guys were enjoying that, you know, maybe you've got a few bites of extra food left, you can click one of the recommended videos here at the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. You know, subscribe if you're new, like the video if you liked it. I definitely want to make more of these, and if you guys show me all the support, I will be more than encouraged to do so. So yeah, there you go. That's it. That's what I got for you. And if you're on a binge, you know, maybe consider subscribing. If this is like the 4th or 5th video you've watched today, maybe I've earned it. It's worth a consideration, but you know, I think YouTube will like keep recommending my videos for a bit anyway. So as long as you keep clicking, I'll have some more for you. And then